I'm Helen Goodwin. I run the Chomp programme for Fabrica Gallery, and there's a really exciting exhibition on at the moment called A Simple Act of Wonder by Walter Zoniel. It's full of colour and celebration, and it's about connecting place and people. They've worked at Fabrica Gallery, Bevendine and Moulscombe, so you can see the work online at Fabrica Gallery, and in small groups you can visit Moulscombe as well. But do check online for all the details. Something they've done a lot of is, because they're interested in people and connection, is they've talked to a lot of the people at Bevendine and Moulscombe, and one of the things they were interested in was collecting objects or talking about objects. And that's something that really interests me, because objects, which I've got down here, you can see some of them, like in museums, they tell you a story about the people and tell you a story about yourself. So I'm going to show you some objects that I've chosen, and if you'd like to choose an object to draw from or draw around, then you choose something small is good. So I've got a vase here that was my grandmother's, so it's quite special to me, and this has been in the family for a long time. A very, very old little teddy bear that moves. And I used to live in Hungary, and these were the cars that most people drove, so this tells me a story about my time when I lived there. And I was very lucky to go to Mongolia, and I picked up a horse, not a real one, a little horse. So I've chosen those objects, so you could choose anything you like. And I'm just going to show you the process of how you could make that and how you can get them to actually stand up. So put those to one side, and let's start with the bear. You get a piece of paper, you put your object down, hold it quite firm, and you draw around it quite carefully. Or you draw from life. Or you could even draw from memory. And that's the one I've done before. What's really important is when you do your drawing, make sure that you've got this square at the bottom. A square at the bottom. I'll show you my vase drawing. I've got a square at the bottom. Okay? Well, it's not a square actually, is it? It's a rectangle. It's a rectangle. And that helps this object that you've drawn to stand. So I'm just going to fold that back and show you that actually it stands and then it falls down a little bit. But we've got a way of making sure that it stands is we put a piece of card on the back like that. So on the vase I've put a piece of card on the back, and that actually helps it to stand. And in this, the vase, I actually put a flower as well. So I've got a piece of card that goes all the way down. So if you make a big object, it's good to have a piece of card stuck on the back, and that'll make it a bit stronger. Okay, so I'll take you through how to make, whoops, it will stand up, yes. How to make the bear. So you've drawn around your object, you've cut it out, and what we do then is decorate it. So you can use pieces of ripped up magazine, make sure it's something that's going to be thrown away, an old magazine, or maybe you've got some, I don't know, bits of old coloured paper in the recycling, and you can tear it up and you can stick those on to make any kind of design. And the glue you can make, if you haven't got any, you can make from a little bit of flour, a little bit of water, mix it so it looks a bit kind of creamy, a bit like ice cream, but it doesn't taste like ice cream. And then you can just stick those pieces on like that. And I've got some tissue paper, same kind of thing. Just stick them on any way you like. You choose, you create your design. And for the face, what I've done is I've just got a little bit of tissue paper and I've scrunched it up. So you can scrunch up tissue paper. You could even use that idea like that to make big scrunches and stick on all over. And the smile, I've just used a little piece of tissue paper and twisted it. So you just twist it like that. And then you can use a little bit of glue and stick it down. But you, I know, will come up with even more exciting ideas than that. That's just to give you an idea of how you can start to create the design. What you might find, and what I found, is the tissue paper goes over the edge and the torn up paper. It doesn't matter if that happens. If you turn it over, you see where it's hanging over the end. All you do then is you just, when it's dry, make sure you leave this to dry, and then you can just cut those little bits off like that. So you've got a nice smooth, nice clear edge. There you go, they've cut off, so don't worry if it goes all over. And then what you need is the stand. I've just, an old cardboard box that we were throwing away, I've cut a strip, made a little bend on it, put some glue on the bend, because that sticks on the back of the bear. So you've got the stand of paper. Now let's hope this works. Yay! Now he's standing up. That's great. So there you go, you've got your bear, or I've got my bear. I've got the little horse. This one hasn't got a tail, so again I twisted the tissue paper and made a tail for it. And I haven't got a face for it yet, but that's something I'll do afterwards. I'll keep working on this. What's important is when you've glued it, let it dry, and then you can make another one while the first one's drying. So I'm planning to make a whole series of these bears. I'm going to have lots of bears and lots of horses. I might just keep my one vase, because that was my grandmother's, and it's quite special to me. And that's it, I think. Have I done everything? Yeah! And we really look forward to seeing the designs that you come up with and the objects that you've chosen. I'd love to see what they are, and if you want to look online and see how you can upload your photograph of the image that of the piece of work that you've made. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.